Yeah, guess who? Yeah, welcome back to my second and last tutorial on the anki method. I hope you all whisper because it's 12:46 a.m. and my entire household is asleep. But you know, at least we got a mic today. And yeah, let's get started. And it's like a transition. Like, whoosh, whoosh. And we're back. Alright, so I'm gonna be teaching you how to, you know, automate your flashcards so that you can get to learning right away, right? So what you're gonna be needing is, if provided, recording of your transcript, or sorry, recording of whatever lecture transcript. So for example, I'm gonna be doing lecture 5 in this case, right? I already have it downloaded here with this lecture 5's transcript along with its lecture slides. But usually if you can't access or you don't know where to go, you go to your media gallery if you're using Canvas and you pop up the video, right? One of these, and then you click the 3 dots, download current transcript, right? And I'll provide you guys the prompt in the description, in the comments or something, so you can just copy paste for reference, or you can just beat up your chat so it can spit out flashcards for you, right? But long story short, we're gonna be automating our flashcards so that we can further our learning. And the big thing is that, one, the point of like what we're like making is like we're gonna be memorizing a mind map basically, right? And if you can memorize all these big learning ideas, you'll be able to recall these smaller ideas way quicker. And these are proven studies, you know, like you probably look it up somewhere, but active recall, spaced repetition, probably the most important things to memorize. And I know like most of y'all are lazy studiers, so you guys all like to cram. You know, if you just do 5% every single day, you know, for example, like a class that you're doing, right, and it's cumulative or something, right? For example, I know I took Bio and A not too long ago, and you see, like I know most of y'all have to study, like a lot of people study from like, oh, I did unit 1, 2, 3, and then you'll do the last unit, and then when it's final, it's time to come around, right, to take the final, it's a cumulative final, right? And you guys are like, damn, I didn't go review unit 1 to 3 and learn unit 4. So the big thing with this is you'll be studying a little bit every day so that you don't have to review. Are you guys getting what I'm putting down, or picking what I'm putting down? Yeah, so you can see I already got started, but yeah, we're gonna be memorizing, you know, what is it, like the best way to cheat in a class is to memorize the entire lecture material and use it in class, right? So all I'm asking you for today is your lecture slide, transcript, and then maybe a subscription to an AI model, right? You can look into this for free too, but yeah, so I'll be providing this transcript later, right? So yeah, you can read the chat or like a little prompt. We're just gonna be making 1 basic CSV cards to be able to download and import into Anki, and 2 manual cards where, you know, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work here to put images in, because, you know, it's easier to memorize something when you have something to reference and look at for an image, right? Like if I'm looking at like a DNA strand, I don't know what it is, or like, I don't know, like where a transposon is being inserted, like what am I looking at? If I memorize it, I don't know what it is. But if you memorize the image, what can I say? Now you know what you're looking at. It's easy to recall, right? So yeah, I threw this in, and I forgot to change it, but okay, I can just start a new chat. Right? This would be better. X amount of cards, sorry. I remember I was messing around with this. I left it at 34 and I made 34 cards. I'm like, no, X amount of cards. So that, you know, you can beat it up a little bit and, you know, play around with it, see how many cards we'll be making, right? Only high yield, right? Exams. And you know what? Bonus points. Even better, you know, when I was messing around with this, I inserted, you know, one of the best ways to, you know, study for a class is by doing past papers, right? Doing past exams, because that's what's going to be the closest resemblance for the final that you're taking, right? So what I would do is, guess what? Download the answer keys and throw it in. Wow, isn't that crazy? Just let it sink in. All right. Be saying something like, down below, I will answer key so that my past papers look like, so that my, it could be better for like, I don't know, it's just like in reference for the, you know, flashcards, because like, let's say that's the point of the transcript, because sometimes, you know, lecturers won't, professors won't read everything off the slide. They might say something like, oh, do you read a slide like of a graph or something? And you're like, you know, at the end of it, they bait you and they say like, oh, we actually don't need this, right? So the point of that is to keep the transcript along with these slides so that, you know, it can work with it, right? So alright, guess what? This is all you have to do. This is all you have to do. Boom, boom, right? Let it load. Let it think, you know, maybe read a book. But the point of this is that, let's say, like, it would be even better with an answer key, right? Or like an old exam, right? So maybe like the AI model will spit out 80% of what you need to learn, right? The point is that it has the learning objectives at the top, maybe a syllabus of like what you need to learn for the exam, right? Maybe like you can include, you know, the more resources you provide it, like maybe discussion papers or like practice questions from professors that have like, or like, you know, TAs that have seen the exam. You can throw it all in, and you know what, that's more resources for to pick at, right? Let's say for example, this without the practice exam only makes 80% flashcards, right? 80% ready high yield flashcards. Then it reads the exam, it's like, oh wait, I low-key skipped over something because I didn't think it was high yield, but it showed up on your exam. So we're gonna include that. Now you have a full deck ready to, you know, study, right? So boom, right? Big themes, important, blah, 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 right? And it provides what? A downloadable Anki card and what slide, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna teach you how to make flashcards, right? And we're gonna create deck, right? Right here, it pops up right here. Create deck. Let's say we want to do lecture 1. You're gonna put like a little breakdown menu. We're gonna slap 2 colons and name it whatever, right? Oh, guess what? Now it pops on. There you go. And the big thing is, make sure you have whatever drop down menu or like whatever like deck you want to make or use, right? You want to make sure you have it selected. You see how it's like shadowed, darkened right here compared to all the other ones? It means because I have it selected, right? Yeah, like that confetti, right? Alright, that's gonna be important. But now we're ready to start making flashcards. Alright. We're gonna open up our lecture slide. So I only show you like 1 or 2 today, but I don't want to like sit down and go through all 30. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch that. But you see how like my lecture would have like learning goals. You might not have that. Oh well, it'll still make good quality flashcards, right? So slide, alpha helix structure. So in the prompt, you can see that I probably said it somewhere. Manual cards, yeah, where I can read the title of and I can know where to grab the slide presentation. Sometimes you don't have to lecture that, so you're gonna have to go look for it, right? But here we go. It might be down here because, yeah, alpha helix structure. Right, there you go. Oh, and also, you can see why I added a transcript, because look at the slide. You can kind of see that it has like nothing on it, right? So when the lecture reads over it, it also has that. So you see, alpha helix structure is the name of the slide. Alpha helix, right? Maybe there's a better one up here. Yeah, no, that was the first one. Yeah, alpha helix structure. What we do, that reads screenshot, right? Oh, they already made the flashcard for us, right? One. Right, there you go. This is one of the flashcards you can make. A basic plus flashcard, right? Or basic flashcard, easy to type. I'm guessing if this is your first time using Anki, you probably don't have jack shit on here. You probably don't have any add-ons on here, right? So I can show you how to grab those afterward. But first, this is one of the easiest way to make a flashcard, right? We would add, guess what? There's also a million other types of flashcards you can make. I think one of the more popular ones is image occlusion enhance, along with close, right? Enhanced. We're gonna choose that, right? So I still have the picture selected. Let's say we want to make another one. Beta sheet structure. This would be really good for like some other classes where like you would need, for anatomy, for example, right? You would want to block stuff out and look at the, you know, try like muscle group or something, right? So for this, I'm gonna be using image occlusion enhanced plus. You can find this on Anki Web later. I can show you, but for now we're gonna look at this, right? Boom, click this. You see how it shows up a mask editor field stuff, right? And let's say, for example, this is like your face, and like I have to, you know what I mean, like whatever. And there's like text on it where you can block out, right? So there's multiple ways you can do this. Look, this is not a really good example, but this is what image occlusion would be. It'd block out the text, and you kind of have to guess, right? So there's one, hide all, guess one, or hide one, guess one, right? Pop up the fields real quick, put in the question, so it's just not a naked picture. What stabilizes beta sheets? Throw it to the header, right? Boom, boom. And for me, I don't want to hide one and guess one. I want to just hide all of it and guess all at once, right? So I'm gonna choose this one. This is my preference. Hide all, guess one. All right, boom, 4 cards added. And we can check this real quick. All right, I'm gonna browse. Yeah, all right, that's pretty good. All right, what stabilizes beta sheets? Oh shoot, made a really quick mistake. Let's undo this real quick. Yeah, that's my bad actually. Whatever, I'll add it later. But okay, we'll do this one more time. But that's my bad. Let's do this real quick. Beta sheet. I did not mean to put it in the footer. You would actually want to put it in the extra. That's my bad actually. Alright. Put an extra one. Alright. Hide all guess. I'll say hide all guess one at a time, right? And here, now we check it again. Sorry, that was my bad, but I believe this is the right one. whatever, right? Probably one of these. Yeah, there you go. It'll look like this. What stabilizes beta sheets? H bonds between different strands, inner strand, right? So this is one of the more popular ones, image occlusion. And yeah, and you would run through this entire thing, adding whatever pictures that it deems worthy of memorizing, right? Then this is where the good part happens, right? Part 3, download the CSV flashcards, right? Instead of hand making your cards and wasting your time making them, for me, chat will make all my flashcards for me, right? And not only will it make all my flashcards, I can just download it, import it, and just get this studying right away. And it has the transcript, it has the lecture slides, so if I'm missing anything, it'll go out of its way to put it in, and it will make like high yield, good quality flashcards. Because I know some of y'all would make flashcards and be like, it's a one word thing, it'd be like beta sheet, and then you flip it, and then you have to explain it. This would be asking questions, being like, what does a beta sheet do, or something, right? Or what stabilizes a beta sheet, right? Instead of like, you don't have to use your brain power and like, you know, think about it. Because I know a lot of people make flashcards themselves and they say that's how they study. Sure, bro. I'd rather run through 100 cards in the time it takes for you to make like 30 flashcards, right? And I have images, and it is portable. I can bring this along with me anywhere. So it's another reason why I'd rather use something like this, right? Click download. Oh, okay, this is perfect. This file is no longer available. Now, since it popped up, I was going to talk about this. If you don't see it, all you have to do is perfect, because this issue pops up here and there when you're outside of the tab or whatnot, right? So just let it load, resend, right? It's taking longer than I expected, but what you would usually do is, you know, download this. Oh, there it is, perfect, right? Click download, there you go, popped up, right? Again, remember, I have lecture 1 selected. Make sure you're on the page where you want to import this on, right? So you don't fuck up and put it in some random ass folder or random ass deck like a completely different class, right? Or whatever topic you want to learn. Gonna go into this, file, right? For me, I'm on Mac, so file and import right here. I can check the time, 108, 108. Perfect, right? Guess what? Open. Well, it can't be that hard, right? Now what's next? We're gonna open up this pop-up, right? Make sure you check. These are basic cards, right? Oh, guess what? Import options. This was selected because this is, or sorry, the last selected thing I made when I was making the flashcards was image occlusion enhanced, right? So it's gonna pop up here. We're gonna make sure we check that, right? It's a simple glance. Change it back to basic, and CSV is, it's called CSV. That's why I say like in the prompt, can you make anki CSV cards? Because it's comma spaced values. I think that's what the V stands for, right? Comma spaced. Oh, comma spaced. What? Who could have guessed? Right? Import. Boom. I just made 40-some flashcards instead of having to sit down and go make them myself, right? And wow, isn't this amazing, right? What? What's it? Was an alpha helix, H bonds, carbonyls and NH residues of I and I plus 4. Whatever, right? Okay, these are fucked up, but you get the point. All right, that's literally it. Then you'd run through this whole deck, right? Sorry, I just get through these first. Now you see these have what stabilizes secondary structure. What? Look at these high quality flashcards. Wow. I feel like I'm getting old because like stuff like this amuses me still, right? And you know what? If you don't feel like that's not enough, you don't like these type of cards, right? Can you make close cards instead now? Wow, what is this? Another type of flashcard? Are you nuts? Guess what? This is what a closed card would look like, right? Here. While it's loading, I can show you what it might look like if it pops up on first try, right? Okay, you know what? 1 second. Okay, it's not going as planned, so we're just gonna have to import it. It's probably because I'll show you later in option. I have it in ascending position. Alright, so like back then when I made my flashcards, it'd be the images first, then basic, then the closed cards. So that's probably why you didn't see it in any of those, right? And it's normally supposed to, it's not supposed to take this long. I don't know why it's being mad slow today, but yeah, there you go. The closed cards have been made, right? Not for 5 seconds, my ass, but it should be like, it should only take like 10 seconds to make. I don't know why it's slow today, but whatever, right? See, now these are closed, right? Again, boom, make sure I'm on the right lecture, file, import, read it, 111. I'll make a wish. Close flashcards. Again, there's CSV, so comma spaced, right? Oh, image occlusion enhance. That's not what we want, right? We're gonna be making close plus import, right? Let's see if you're able to. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna browse these, close. Let's preview a random one. Oh, what type of card is this? A fill in the blank? Blank are important because they drive protein folding. What is it? Hydrophobic interactions. Wow, isn't this crazy? Now you have fill in the blank cards. Alright, that's pretty much it. Wow, isn't that crazy? This video might be like 20 minutes, but see how quick you could probably, like, I make flashcards in like, for each lecture in like 10 minutes max, right? I just click download, make 50 cards, make at most like probably 10 to 15 manual cards depending how long my lectures are. Like for right now, like my class has 40 slide decks for lectures, so I'm probably gonna make upwards of like 10 to 15 to 20 manual flashcards, and I would rather do that, right? Instead of missing out on some random information that might not have. But if you have a 50-minute long lecture, I can only assume that you only have like 20 slides, so you'd only need to make 5, like, you know, manual screenshot flashcards, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Besides that, actually, I can go over one more thing. Alright, so you might be looking at your shit and look like, damn, why does he have so much random stuff on his screen? Like a heat map? Oh, what? 8 cards reviewed today? Study time? Damn, only did 0.26 minutes today. And Pomodoro? Are you nuts? A leaderboard? Okay, so the great thing about Anki is that it has all these cool add-ons, right? That you can find on the web. And these are the ones I have. Auto sync, congress confetti, hit markers, image occlusion enhance, ooh, pass fail, and whatnot. Study time, right? The ones you mainly need, the ones that I want you to have actually, right, is the pass fail 2, auto sync, study time stats for fun. I guess you can look at it. That's all you really need from these. All these other stuff I just have for fun, like a hit marker, makes a hit marker noise when I get it correct, and like a leaderboard because I want to compete with my friends, right? But this is how you would be able to get these add-ons, right? Look up Anki add-ons, right? You can search up here, you know, look at this deep rabbit hole of random stuff you can add. First thing I would want you to add is pass, fail. Okay. It removes the easy and hard buttons. I know that you can see that you would probably have something like this. Oh yeah, like this. Yeah, 4 buttons at the bottom. Again, hard, good, easy. Guess what? I found this out really late. But apparently, hard means that you got the card correct. And back then, I used to have all 4 buttons. I would like, think hard, like, damn. I was only able to recall half a flashcard. So I'm gonna click hard. But hard literally means that you get it right. So to remove all that error, we do the anki add-on of pass and fail, right? So you look this up, scroll down a bit. Oh, not even that much. You get this code. Look at this dumbass. Doesn't work on anki app. Yeah, of course, only works on your desktop. Stupid. But yeah, you would download. You'd get this code, right? Go back to anki. Ooh. Tools. Add-ons. Oh, get add-ons. Copy paste the code, and right, all you have to do is restart anki and it'll pop up. Boom, and that's pretty much it. The reason why I would want you to have the pass fail option is because you either fail or you pass the card, right? And you notice that we have the blue, red, green pile, right? Blue pile, fresh, new cards. Learning, I flipped the card over, right? You see how it's like, there's no due cards yet, right? Because it's a fresh deck that we just made. This red card over here is the brand new blue card that we flipped over, right? And this will only go to 0, or like this will like empty out, become 0. These, like all these learning cards we read, or like, what am I saying? All these cards will disappear in the red pile once you get the card correct twice, right? So we'll probably look at this, right? Alright, say we passed it, right? We'll probably have to spam it a little bit. Okay, I don't know why it's making me go through every single card, but yeah. It's making me go through the deck a little bit, and then once I get to the, okay, what I'm trying to say is, once you flip a card twice, right? Or like once you get to the card and flip it, or like you won't be able to get rid of the card until you answer it correctly twice. So that's the whole point of this entire thing, all right? Is to make sure you memorize the card. And you see all these green cards, right? It's like 2,000. Like, these are cards that are due. So the great thing about this, especially the brand new FSRS, like it's not that new, but it's like newer compared to their old algorithm, is that this brand new algorithm is meant to adjust to you and put these cards together and assign them a due date, right? Hence why they're green, right? So you see these are all cards I'm supposed to do every day. The great thing is that if you review a little bit every single day, you memorize the card, right? You have mature cards and old cards that aren't mature. They're still like, growing. They're still baby. It's like saying, for example, let's say we have 2 cards. Old analogy I used was, what sound does a cow make? Moo, right? That's one of my flashcards, right? Boom, flip the card over, and the next day I'm like, I get assigned the card. 1 day later, right? I'm like, what sound does a cow make? I know that shit. Moo, right? Oh, what can I say? So since like what FSRS would do is that they're like, damn, this dude knows what sound a cow would make. So it's gonna assign it to me like, let's see if he knows it 5 days later, right? 5 days pass. Open the card. What sound does the cow make? Moo. He knows this shit, right? Fast forward. It like assigns me like 17 days later. Open it. I'm like, Damn, bro, I forgot what soda Cal makes. Who would have thought, right? Then it'll assign me like, okay, we're not gonna keep pushing it back. Now we're gonna do it to an earlier review date. Okay, make sure he memorizes the card, assigns it to me a day later, 2 days. Oh, Cal moves. He knows the card, right? That's the point of, what is it? Active recall. You're trying to actively recall, spaced repetition. You'll see that like, over a space of time, you're memorizing the card, right? So if we pop open like one of these, 8 days. These are already, like, I still remember this because I just took the exam not too long ago, right? Like, was it transpose insertion heritable? I don't know, something like chromatin regions or some shit. I don't know. Like, it's like, if it's already within the cell or something. Maybe I forgot the card or something, right? Yeah, I forgot that. After I failed the card and reassign me. See, like, stuff like this, like, and then it was excised, and then once it's excised, right, it's allowed for the pigment to come back in or some shit, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm like too lazy like to answer the card. But you see how it's assigned to me 18 days later? I haven't seen this card in a few days and I still like I'm able to recall, like most of the card, right? That's the point of it. And that's why we want to pass fail, because when you open up options, we're gonna see my settings, right? FSRS is on, and these are the parameters. Of course, like, we're just gonna want it turned on for you if you're brand new, because FSRS only works with 2 buttons. Either you pass the card or you fail the card. So yeah, so you'd see like people with the 4 buttons, they would only say to use 2 buttons, like again, or like, what's it, like easy or something, right? Those are 2. That's basically pass and fail. It doesn't work as well if you're juggling the 4 buttons between like again, good, hard, and easy, right? So the point of this is to make it easier for FSRS to adapt and like learn to you. That's the best thing. Like, Quiz is not doing all this shit, right? Quiz is just gonna be like, you can play Block Blast and like flip a card over or some shit, right? Yeah, we're grown and mature and shit now. Yeah, we performally study in public with our little anki remote and our little images that pop up on our flashcards, So these are my settings that I've stolen from on King on YouTube, where most of it I changed around some stuff, but we're gonna keep Burry siblings all on. We don't have time to study it. That's why I can't do 30. Like, you'll see like my DAT deck. My goal during the semester was to do like 30 a day or some shit, right? I don't know why it's not showing, but I'd set it to 30 new cards a day instead of 99999, but it would show me 30 brand new cards a day, right? Oh yeah, you see 30, even though this whole deck is probably like 5,000 cards or some shit. Yeah, for sure 5,000 cards. I set it to only show me 30 cards a day. I'm supposed to learn 30 every day, and by the time I take my DAT, or like when I start studying for the DAT, instead of having to learn 5,000 cards, I'd have like, maybe like 800 left to study. But you can see I'm slacking because all this other bullshit classes. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is set the preset to 99999 so it can show all cards that you've made. 99999, I set mine to 1 minute, 10 minute learning steps. So it can show oldest cards first, 10, 8, ascending position, or they're gathered, show after reviews, descending retrievability. I set mine at desired retention 90%. Maybe if you're like a week out from your exam, you want to see more of your due cards. So I'll set this up to crank it up to like 95 to 98%. You can play around with it. So instead of showing like 50 cards of review, it'd throw you maybe 60, 65 cards, because you amped up the desired retention. Like, you're gonna see more of your review cards. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, I hope this helps you, learn better. I really think it's a great tool, and this is something to be supplementary, right? I know most of these people in class, a lot of people tell me they struggle studying. What do I do to study? Yo, this is probably the laziest way you can study. Literally, I'd be laying in my bed, or I'd be laying down, my laptop is hanging over my head, and I have my remote or I've been like in the gym or something and I have my phone with me to do cardio. Sure. And I'm doing my flashcards just by pressing 2 buttons. I used to be laying on the floor with my phone in like a random study room studying with this. You know why? Because this is literally proven to work. Like, you're telling me like after like 8 hours, right, all day, right, you go to lecture and shit, you tell me you want to sit down and re-watch a lecture and rewrite your notes? Fuck no. I'd rather just be sitting in my fucking chair and using flashcards, you know? Like, this is probably the least amount of energy, best way to memorize stuff. My philosophy at the end of the day is that, you know, if you memorize all the key points, you know, and it's literally, I threw in my answer key for a practice exam so I could see like what I'm learning or what I'm being tested on, sorry, right? What more can you do? After you memorize all your lectures, you don't even need to review them. You memorize them with doing a little bit of review cards every single day, no? Exam time comes around, you don't need to review all you, these slow ass motherfuckers in your class. You're like, damn bro, I gotta go to lecture 1 to study. Like, are you fucking serious, bro? Then what's the point of even learning it? Just memorize it. So, yeah, great way to study, great tools. And you know what? Okay, if you don't believe me, just fucking do it. Like, study your lecture, you know, watch your lecture, then make the flashcards, and, you know, test yourself with the flashcards. And you're gonna see, wow, I'm actually memorizing it. And guess what? Let's say the exam comes around. You do everything right. You watch the lecture, you make your flashcards right afterward, and you memorize it. You review them every single day. Lecture 17 to 22, for example, right? 3 days out your exam, you're already fucking caught up with your shit, right? You take a practice exam. Wow, you get like 90% right. 10% you got wrong. Put those 10% back into chat. Be like, yo, I missed question 8. I missed question 13. Can you make flashcards for me down for all the shit I missed? Boom, test yourself on the shit. Memorize the shit you got wrong. You're gonna get 100%. Bro, what more can you fucking ask for and do? So, yeah, I hope you guys do great things with this. Hopefully, Anki's not some like fear-mongered, like hard shit to access. Like, I know you boomers want to fucking use Quizlet and be like, yay, block blast, I gotta play games. No, it's time to get serious, bro. It's time to get aggressive, which is fucking learning and studying and, you know, beat all these slow ass people in your classes, bro. It's that serious. Alright, so good luck studying. I don't know, like and subscribe. Wait.